Good morning, everyone. I hope you are fit and fine. Today, in this video session, we are going to discuss about 1.2. The title of this story is Odd One In. This is a story. This is a very interesting story about how children behaves with each other in the classroom and which things we need to change in our character, because this story told us so many things which are applicable to our real life. So, without wasting the time, we are going to start this beautiful story, Odd One In. It's very necessary to think about the characters first, because without knowing about the characters, if you are learning any one of the story, so it's so difficult to understand. So here first of all we are going to discuss about the characters. So let's start with the characters. So the first character here I would like to introduce Rima. Rima is a major character in this story. In every story, we have some major characters and some minor characters, right? So in this story, Rima is playing a major role, and of course, she is one of the major character in this story. Rima is a girl who is learning in one of the school, and of course, Rima is an arrogant kind of the girl. It means she is not respecting the other members in her class. So remember Rima. Next two characters I would like to discuss with you. The first one, that is Mr. Sen. Mr. Sen, who is the father of Rima, and Mrs. Sen, who is the mother of Rima. So Mr. Sen and Mrs. Sen, these are the parents of Rima. Next character I would like to introduce, which is also a major character in the story, Malti. Malti is a new girl who has taken the admission in the class of Rima. And Malti is an innocent girl, simple girl who came from other state. It means she actually not belongs to this particular state. She came here with her parents in this state for particular reason, right? So Malti, she is a new girl in the class of Rima. Next two characters, which are the minor characters here, these are not major characters. So the fifth character here, Shahnaz and Claire. The pronunciation of Clare is clear. It's not clear, okay? It's clear. So Shahnaz and Claire are the friends of Rima. It means Rima has one particular group in which she is the superior character, and Shahnaz and Claire, they were always supporting Rima. So after discussing about the characters, we are going towards the main part of the story, and we are going to start with the first line on page number 3. I hope you have opened page number 3. So let's start the story, Odd One In. So the story started on the first day of school. Of course, first day of school is very important because we met new friends, and of course whenever we pass the previous standard and when will be new standard, that time enthusiasm is different. And this is the first day of the school, and let's see what happened. How was the first day of school? asked mother as Rima sat down for dinner. So when Rima attended the first day of school and she went to her house, and that time her mother asked the question at the time of dinner in the night, how was the first day of school? So she's asking about the first day experience of Rima. Okay, Rima shrugged. Shrugged means raise the shoulders slightly and briefly as a sign that one does not care about something. It means she is not actually serious about the question of her mother. Even she is not listening because she is one of the arrogant girl, right? And so let's see. She said what she said. She said, no lessons, just settling in. So of course, on the first day of school, nobody is taking the lectures. So this is the settling day. You have our class teacher is always deciding where you need sit, right? With whom you need to sit. So all the things are finalized on the first day. So Rima said that no lessons, just settling in. So, any new girls in your class? Inquired her father, Mr. Sen. So, Mr. Sen asked the question to the Rima that any new girl had taken the admission in her school or in her class. So, what Rima said? Let's see. Only one, Malti, and she's funny. What she said? Only one, right? Only one girl had taken the admission in her class. And what is her name? Malti. I have just told you Malti is a major character and she is an innocent girl. So remember her name. So because this story is all about the experiences of Rima and Malti and how they behaves with each other. Okay? Only one Malti and she is funny. It means on the first day of school she already decided what kind of the character Malti has, and she told his father that she is funny. Grimaced Rima as she helped herself to the salad. So here we have two new words. Grimaced. The meaning of grimaced is made a twisted expression on face to express disgust. It means it clearly indicated that Rima doesn't like Malti. And one more word is there, that is salad. Salad. Salad means it's a mixture of raw vegetables or the fruits. So I hope you understood the meanings. So Rima doesn't like Malti because she looks like a funny person. So in what way she looked funny? Let's see. So why do you say that? Asked Mr. Sen. It means on the dinner table Mr. Sen asked the question to Rima that why do you say that Malti is funny? So she gave the answer. And what kind of the answer she gave? Let's see. She can't speak much English. She has come from another state. Snipped Rima, naming one at the other end of the country. So why she thought like that? Malti was a funny person because her English was not good and she belongs to another state. It means she's not actually from our state. She belongs to another state. And she told the name of the state which is at the end of the country. Maybe Meghalaya or maybe Kerala or maybe any one of the state was there. And she belongs to the state that is end of the country. Okay, and she said to him that she can't speak much English. So her English was not good. And so she decided that she was funny. Children from that state are supposed to be clever. They are specially good at maths, said Mr. Sen quietly. So Mr. Sen gave the remark that children from that state means Maltese state, are supposed to be clever and they are specially good at maths. So this is the remark which was given by the father of Rima. Well, this one does not seem smart at all. Oily hair, bindi, and all. Good morning, teacher, mimicked Rima. Mimicked means she copied the pronunciations of the Malti because Malti's English was not good and she's not pronounced the words clearly. And she said good morning instead of good morning. Right? What she said? Good morning, teacher. So she was copied Malti in such a disgusting form because she doesn't like the character of Malti. Though she was not spoke with Malti, but still she has decided her character. She judged her character on the basis of her English. But let's see what happened next. So, of course, in the school, many times children are fighting with each other. They are jealous with each other. And maybe you have the same kind of the experience, right? But of course, you are learning in the same class. But many times you are jealous with the others. Many times you are fighting with the others. But let's see in what way Malti proved herself. That is very important here. So let's see what exactly happened. Okay. So here I would like to tell you one thing that her English was not good, but her character was excellent. Let's see in what way she was excellent. Her parents exchanged glances. It means they were looking towards each other because Rima's remarks were not good at all and they doesn't like it. Rima was their only child. They doted on her, but she could be insufferable at times. It means Rima was their only child. They have only one child, and due to that, they doted on her. To dote on something, it means this is a phrase to care so much about someone that you ignore their faults and spoil them. जब किसी बच्चे की तरफ उसके पेरेंट्स उसे इग्नोर कर देते हैं, वो कोई भी गलती करे जब उसे वो सुधारते नहीं, राइट, दे आर ऑलवेज ignoring their mistake, and due to that remember they're spoiling the child. तो रीमा रीमा को हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं that she was one of the child who was spoiled by their parent. Their parent doesn't like the behavior of Rima. So let's see. I hope you have understood the meaning of to doted on her. Okay, but she could be insufferable at times. It means sometimes her expressions, her behavior, her talking was totally nonsense, and that is insufferable. And Rima's parents were not happy at all. So let's see what happened next. So I do hope you and your friends will not make things too difficult for Malti, sighed Mr. Sain as he rose from the table. Sighed means he's taking the deep breath, and he told her that don't trouble the Malti because she's the new student in her class. But of course, Rima was not that kind of the girl. She was an arrogant kind of the girl. So she was already decided to trouble Malti. So let's see what happened. So Mr. Sen as he rose from the table, rose means अपनी जगह से खड़े होना. So that is called as rose. This is not the rose flower. Okay, this is rose means what? To stand up. Okay, from the chair. So Rima and her gang had decided to do just that. It means Rima has the gang. It means she has more members in her group because she was the oldest student and she has the group. And here, gang is the word which indicates that some of the students, some of the classmates in her group are very rude, like the Rima. So let's see. Next morning, the minute Malti entered the class, they all chorused, Good morning. So poor Malti, she did not realize that they were making fun of her. She beamed back at them and replied, Good morning. So it means Malti was so innocent and she didn't understand that they were making fun of her, right? And they were actually copied the Malti's pronunciations. But of course, poor Malti didn't understand this, and she's beamed back. Back means she gave the reply to their good morning, right? She said good morning. Shehnaz giggled. Giggled means laughed in a silly way. Shehnaz is also one of the rude member. Okay, and Shehnaz giggled. वो हंसते हंसते बोली, why do you put so much oil on your hair? She asked rudely. It means तुमने तुम्हारे बालों पे इतना ऑयल क्यों लगाया हुआ है? So she asked the question to the Malti, and Malti looked offended. Offended means she was actually feels very bad, and she didn't reply. And other character whose name was Claire, who is also in the gang of Rima. So she said that, and the skirt so long, it means now they are mimicked. Now they are troubling the Malti. Though Malti didn't behave with them in a wrong way, but still they are giving the trouble to Malti. So Malti flushed. उसे बहुत बुरा लगा. She was feeling very sad. She was about to say something when teacher entered. As the class progressed, everyone was surprised to see Malti raise her hand whenever teacher asked a question. It is whenever teacher asked the question about anything, her hand was raised and she is ready to give the answer. And this thing was actually made astonished to the other students in the classroom, because it clearly indicates that Malti was an intelligent girl. She was very clever. Yes, Malti, you answer, said teacher. Malti answered correctly, and teacher nodded in appreciation. Each time she given the answer, that answer was correct. So teacher nodded in appreciation because Malti on the second day, that she was a clever girl and she is one of the studious kind of the student. So let's see. So when Rima recounted this at home, her mother said, sounds like a clever girl. It means Rima's mother, Mrs. Sen, understood that Malti was a clever girl. What is the use? Said Rima, uncharitable. Her English is so atrocious. Atrocious means bad. Her pronunciations were so, on the basis of her language skills, on the basis of her talking style, she judged her character and she said that what is the use? Even though she's excellent, though she's a clever girl, but what is the use of that? According to Rima, she was uncharitable kind of the girl. So the same may be said of your Hindi. It means Rima's Hindi was not actually good. It means her Hindi is like Malti's English. So countered Mr. Sen sharply. Mr. Sen always pointing Rima, right? He was getting quite sick of Rima's attitude. It means if children are not behaving properly, so of course their parents were not happy. So Mr. Sen was not happy with the behavior of the Rima. So even Mrs. Sen did not like it. That night, Rima's parents discussed the matter because that is very serious kind of the thing that their child is day by day spoiled, and of course this is not a good sign. So Mr. Sen and Mrs. Sen, they were discussed about the behavior of Rima. I hope you have understood this story till here. Now we are going towards the next part. So they said that we put Rima into a good school to make her smart and confident. I'm afraid she's turning into quite a little snob, said Mr. Sen sadly. It means though they put her into a good school to become smart and confident, but their child is turning into quite a little snob. Snob means one of the bad person, right? Now she is not behaving properly, though she is smart and confident. So Mr. Sen was not happy, he was unhappy. So the following Saturday was the inter-house singing competition. So the next thing, which is very important, that the following Saturday, in the first week of the school, they had organized one of the inter-house singing competition. You all know it, what kind of the singing competition is. Okay, so Rima, who was participating in the English song category, was to see Malti's in the list of participants for the Hindi song category. So Rima was totally surprised because she had given the name for the English song. But at the same time, she found that, or she was astonished, she was surprised to see the name of Malti in the list. And Malti is going to sing a Hindi song. So she said that Oily Plates sings also. Oily Plates, it means she is now बुरा भला कहने लगे ये उसको. So of course remember this is not a good sign. So she said to her that oily plates sings also. Oily plates means वो बालों पे बहुत ज़्यादा oil लगाती हैं. And due to that her hairs were oily and she said to her not by her name but she said to her oily plates. What kind of the behavior it is? Do you think that this is a good behavior? No, absolutely not. Right? So she said snidely to Claire. Snidely means rudely and critically. So rudely she said to Claire that she oily plate sings also. वो गाना भी गाती है. Croaks you mean, giggled Claire. Croaks. Croaks is the word which is basically we used for the sound of crow. So though they didn't hear the sound or the voice of the Malti and they judged her. But let's see what happened in the competition. You will totally surprised. Okay, let's see. So they were to be proved wrong, and they were proved wrong. Malti sang beautifully. She had a melodious and well-trained voice. Rima and her gang had decided to cheer when Malti sang, but there was such absolute silence they did not dare to. They were sure to get caught. When Malti finished, the principal was the first one to start clapping, followed by the teachers and students. So, of course, it's very important kind of the thing here that in the competition, when Malti sang a song in a beautiful way, right? And when she performs, that time there is an absolute silence. Even Rima and her gang, they tried to jeer. They tried to jeer means they are trying to give the trouble. But of course, everybody was in silence. So they were not there. So they were sure to get caught. So of course, at the end of her performance, the first person who clapped for her, that was the principal. And all the other teachers and students, they were also clapping in the same manner. So I hope you have understood this story till here. And it is clearly indicated that sometimes people are judging other person or other people without knowing them, without talking them. They have the prejudiced kind of the mind. Prejudiced means वो पहले ही अपना जो ओपिनियन है वो बना लेते हैं. And they had decided that this person is good or bad, right? So of course remember this is not the good kind of the thing. If you want to judge someone, you have to know that person. It means after having the conversation with that person, that you will get to know that what kind of the person he is or she is. But it's not good to judge a book by its cover, right? Sometimes maybe cover is not good but book maybe might be excellent. हो सकता है कि book बहुत अच्छी हो. So always remember, many people giving the importance to the outer kind of the beauty. लोग हमेशा आउटर काइंड की जो ब्यूटी होती है, आउटर अपीयरेंस को क्या करते हैं, they always like the outer appearance, but they don't like the inner appearance or inner qualities. हम हमेशा ये भूल जाते हैं, the person should be good not from outside, but he should be good from inner side. If the person should have the good qualities, right? And of course remember, अगर आप अंदर से अच्छे हो तो बाहर से अच्छा दिखने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज आपको सभी लोग अच्छा ही कहेंगे if you have the good qualities inside, right? So outer appearances sometimes deceive us. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि हम बाहरी जो दिखावा है उसे देख के हम क्या हो जाते हैं, क्या हो जाते हैं, उसे देख के हम लोगों के बारे में हमारी राय बना लेते हैं. बट always depends on the conversation. Try to always judge the person after some time. Don't judge it too quickly. So with this concluding remark, I would like to stop here. I hope you have understood this particular story in a good way. If you have any kind of the doubt, you can ask me after 11 a.m. So thank you everyone. Stay home, stay safe.